Protect and Survive was also made into a series of short films, classified at the time, which would only be broadcast in the event of a nuclear attack.
4-minute warning, you know it's going to happen. Take a screwdriver, undo the hinges off your door, put them against the wall, run upstairs, get a mattress, put some pillows on it. If you've got a couple of... I can remember suitcases featured in this somewhere, I'm sure. Suitcases. If you've got any suitcases, put some suitcases on it, and that'd be your nuclear bunker.
Cover the wood with bags or boxes filled with some heavy material, like sand, earth, books, or rolled up clothes. This will be your inner refuge during the worst of the attack.
It was just a standing joke in the pub, you know, like that. Any survival of a nuclear attack was just not going to happen. We were going to be fried chips.
The explosions at Hiroshima and Nagasaki also inspired a group of young electronic musicians 3 decades later.
We both grew up sort of in the 60s, and initially we had a fascination with the Second World War because in the 60s it was fresh in the minds of our families.
Our parents had lived through it.
Our parents had lived through it. My dad was a prisoner of war. My mum was a corporal in the army, and so throughout my childhood I was hearing stories, as you were, about the war, because it was very fresh in their minds. So we sort of developed a bit of a fascination initially with the Second World War and the machinery of it as well.
And airfix models.
And airfix models. We used to make airfix models of aeroplanes from wartime.
Yeah, we had a fascination with warfare, not because we were militaristic. In fact, it was a combined fascination stroke horror with warfare and the things that are done in the name of your country or your king or your belief system, which are terrifying. And when you learn something about the Second World War, you know, any passing interest in history leads you to Enola Gay, which was one of the things that concluded the war, with the name of the plane that dropped the atom bomb on Hiroshima. When Enola Gay was first released, there were some sections of the media, and I think in particular it was Saturday morning children's TV show, it might have been Swap Shop or something like that, who refused to have the band on because they thought it was some kind of subversive, surreptitious, gay anthem because it had the word gay in it. I specifically tried to craft the lyrics so that you didn't quite know what they were about. The line, "Is mother proud of little boy today?" has at least 3 meanings, because the plane was named after the pilot's mother and the bomb was codenamed Little Boy. I was being terribly clever.
So you're talking about a nuclear explosion that is just going to go boom. It's killing thousands of people. Orchestral manoeuvres in the dark are very dry about this. And people are actually dancing away to a song about nuclear destruction and death.
We never thought it would be a hit single. We were utterly surprised that it was. It sold 5 million copies in Europe alone. It's #1 in Italy and France for 3 months in each country. It was mad. We did get some criticism from people for the lyrical content. They were asking us, you know, how can you write about such an appalling event where tens of thousands of people died, and it's in this cheerful, cheesy pop song? And I have to admit that my only defence at the time was to say, well, it's not quite as weird as naming an aeroplane after your mother and dropping bombs on people, which is, Enola Gay is Paul Tibbitt's mother's name. He named the plane after his mother. That was my only defence at the time, really.
The decade...
Fill the body with name and address, and cover it as tightly as possible in polythene, paper, sheets or blankets. The radio will advise you what to do about taking the body away for burial.
Mine is the last voice that you will ever hear. Do not be alarmed. Mine is the last voice that you will ever hear. Do not be alarmed.
And at last seem to be getting results.
You've got to remember, back in them days, the CND, the Campaign for Nuclear Disarmament, was huge. So it was quite common that they would actually have live concerts with bands playing anti-nuclear songs.
I remember going to...
It seems now, you know, that everybody's so very, very conservative. You know, teenagers today don't seem to want to rock the boat. Maybe they're fearful of the future. Maybe we were less fearful of our future, so we just had carte blanche. I don't know.
Yeah, we should have been fearful of our future, though, because we were going through the Cold War at the time.
Maybe that's it. Maybe we just thought, you know, nobody's going to make it. Nobody's going to make it to 30. Somebody will press the button, so we might as well have fun now.
Exactly, maybe that's what it was.